Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Real Talk with yours truly, Queen Thickums and Dr. Tika. Tonight, guests, we have Miss Denise, the Southern Soul Cowgirl, Miss Maserati Bud, and later on, we're going to have T-Man, who's going to join us. And before we start, y'all keep my girl Queen Thickums in her prayers. She's dealing with a little personal issues tonight. But we're going to continue on. And happy birthday to our DJ, King Green. So welcome you all. I'm trying to get the live going on the other end. Give me 1 second. So as we're waiting for you all to join in, introduce yourself. Denise, we're going to do ladies first.
I knew that. Well, I am Denise Cannon. As she stated, the Southern Soul Cowgirl. I live in Tupelo, Mississippi. I'm country, so y'all gonna hear a lot of that. I'm very country, but I love music. I grew up on the blues, listening to it with my dad. I'm a church girl, so I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I'm educated. I'm just all in one. But now I'm a Southern Soul blues artist.
Hey. Welcome. Mm-hmm. And our other guest, Mr. Maserati Bud, introduce yourself to the people.
I'm Maserati Bud from Miami. I reside in Atlanta right now. And I'm a gutter soul artist. It's something like Southern Soul, but I call it gutter soul. New genre music I created. Yeah, but
gutter soul.
I'm here, Southern Soul. I'm in the building. Let's go. Let's rock. Rocking out.
Okay. So with that being said, got a question for y'all. Share a little bit about your journey in music and tell us how you got started in the field. Southern Cowgirl.
Well, as I stated, I have always loved music. I grew up on the blues. I'm native of the Delta, so Clarksdale basically is the home of the blues. But I grew up in the church. Growing up around my dad, he used to always listen to Tyrone Davis, Marvin Sease, Betty Wright, Peggy Scott Adams, all them good people. So I used to, I was a daddy's girl. He passed away when I was 14, but I was a daddy's girl. So I went through a lot of stuff in life. So before I started writing songs, I was writing poetry. I started writing poetry, I guess, like in 5th grade or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I think I have mentioned to you before, my mom died when I was 4. And then after my dad died when I was 14, I started kind of shutting down. So going to writing poetry and music, that was my getaway. That was my getaway. That was my vacation away from the world, or my paradise away from everything else. So, and then, my grandma raised me. So I was raised in the church. I sung in the youth choir. As I got older, I was singing in the adult choir. Then I became director over the youth choir. And, so it's just in my soul. I can remember my grandma used to sing. Oh, my God, I used to love that church song. I got a race to run. So, music just in me. And it's just my scapegoat.
Okay. I like that. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to put a pin in it. How about you, Maserati? What does music do for you?
Music do everything for me. I mean, it's therapy to me. I use it for therapeutic reasons. My granddad, he used to do music. Screaming Jay Hawkins. Yeah, he was a blues singer down in Miami, and my grandma, she played piano in church, and she was a musician. But growing up, I never really was into music like that. But I had a lot of friends and stuff that was into it. They used to rap, and I used to support them and go to their shows and take them to the studio. And I actually made a studio for them to do music in. But a lot of them got locked up and got in trouble, and I was stuck with the equipment. So I kind of was playing around with it. And one of my friends, he used to rap, and he went to jail. He went to prison, and I used to play around with it, freestyle, and basically I was only doing it because I just wanted to tell girls that I rap.
Oh, so that rap was gonna get you up in there, huh?
Yeah, I had my one CD and with my little mute with my little 10 songs on it. And one of my partners, when I went to go get him from jail, picked him up from prison, he was saying, "Yeah, man, I heard you rapping." Shout out to Break Bread Films. He actually my cameraman now. And because he was, I used to support him before he went in. And he was kind of running around with Trick Daddy and doing a lot of little different stuff like that. And I told him I rap, and he was like, yeah, he was like, "Let me hear it," or whatever. He said, "Yeah." He said, "I heard it's all right." I guess through the streets, people were telling him it was all right. So I said, "Man, I ain't really." She said, "No, play it for me." So I'm playing it for him as we all ride. I'm bringing him back to Miami from jail. And he like, "Man, this shit tight." He was like, "Man, you better than me. You sound better than me." So I'm thinking he just gassing me. I'm like, "Man, I'm gonna get you some clothes and stuff, man. You ain't got to tell me that." I'm thinking he just gassed me. I'm like, "Bro, you ain't got to blow my head up." He's like, nah, for real, man. It's tight. So that night, when you get out, dude want to go by the strip club. Nigga want to see the girls and all that kind of stuff. So I take him to the Mint Lounge out there in Carol City, to the strip club. It's so crazy because the same night we getting ready to leave, and he looked back. He like, "Hey, man, that's the dude from Slip and Slide Records. Shout out to Milk at Slip and Slide. He was an A&R at the time." Mm-hmm. So me, I'm just, at the time I'm in the streets heavy. I ain't thinking nothing about no music. I'm like, "Man, you tripping, man. I don't care nothing about no." He like, "Man, you need to hear that CD." So, I'm so negative at the time and one track minded. And I'm so embedded into the streets at the time. I got a brand new Charger. That's when the Dodge Chargers first came out. I got the rims on it, the paint and all that. I'm thinking I'm doing it. And he like, "Man, I'm finna jump out and holler at him." So I'm like, "Bro, you wasting the time, bro." I'm like, "Man, we could be." He like, "Nah, man, this could change our life." Whatever like that. So I'm saying, "Okay, cool, man. All right." So he jump out and holler at him. So the dude like, "Hey, man, where you been at?" So he telling the dude, "Man, yeah, man, I've been on a little vacation or whatever." And the Milk say, "So what's up with the music?" And he was like, "Man, this is why I got love for Bread to this day, man." Like he told him, man, he say, "Man, I got somebody better than me." So for him to tell the A&R record label that he got somebody better than him, and I know this been his dream growing up. This never was my thing at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That took a lot for you to tell somebody else that this person better than you, and this they dreaming. This person don't really even care about music like that.
Right.
So the dude like, man, he tell him, "Man, yeah, man, you all right? Where you at?" He said, "He over there in the car." He said, "Yeah, I'm always looking for the next superstar or whatever like that." So he come back to me to the car. He like, so dude like, "Yeah, man, you got some music?" So he come back to me. He like, "Hold on." So he come back to the car, Mr. Negativity. I'm in there saying, he like, "Yeah, man, the man want the CD." I said, "Man, I'm not getting him my CD, man. I don't care. This is my one CD. This is the CD I put in for my girl. I don't care about this." So he like, "Nah, man, just give him the CD, man. I'm telling you, man, he can change." I said, "Man, I'm not getting this man my CD, man. It's all I got." So he like, "Man, I'm telling you, man." So I'm like, "All right." So he take the CD, lick it, and rub it on his shirt because he said, and rub it on his shirt and put. So he take him the CD. So the dude say, "Okay, man, well, y'all got any contact information?" Like, he like, don't forget he just got out that day, so he ain't got no cell phone. So I'm the only one got the cell phone. He got to come back to the car to Mr. Negativity all over again. "Man, hey, man, the man want the number, man. Man, I'm not getting this nigga my number, man. I don't know this nigga." Because, in my mind, I'm looking for a Rolls Royce or a Rolex.
Right.
The dude look plain Jane. Actually, he driving a Camry. You see what I'm saying? And no jewelry, no nothing. So I'm like, bro, if he is the dude, right, that you say he is, he probably gets CDs every day. This man don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? He like, "Nah, it's his job. He got to listen." So I say, "Man, I'm not giving him my number." So he run back over to the dude, Bread, like, "Man, listen, man, I'm gonna give you my mama house number. Mama always got that house number." He say, "Man, I'm gonna give you my mama house number." So he get the dude his mama house number, and he get back in the car. So now I'm going off. I'm like, "Man, listen, man, even if he that, man, I'm straight negativity at this point. I don't want nothing to do with music. I'm thinking it's a long shot because coming from where I come from, Miami, don't nobody really blow up. You only got probably about 4 or 5 rappers that actually blew up from Miami. You know what I'm saying? Rick Ross, DJ Khaled, Pitbull, and Flo Rida. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like Trina. So in my mind, the streets is the easier route. The music is a long shot. So by the day go by, 2 days go by. Now I'm messing with him now, but he got a cell phone now. I'm like, man, what happened to your boy, man? I thought he was gonna call us. You know what I'm saying? He like, nah, I'm telling you, he gonna call. He gonna call.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, probably like the next day or so, his mama called us. We together, and she was like, hey, the dude from Slip and Slide Records called, and he said, man, I told you, man, I told you. And I went in the Slip and Slide, man, and I worked with Ted Lucas, them at Slip and Slide. I wrote some records, you know what I'm saying? And I was with Slip and Slide for about 2 years, 3 years, man. And I learned a lot from Ted Lucas, them over at Slip and Slide. And Brad ended up going back to prison like 2 months later. So it was like, but he got out now, and you know, we doing our thing. But that's my introduction to music. I got in kind of on default.
By default,
Yeah.
default.
Well, when God got something for you, I guess nobody can take it away from
Now
you.
you just said a whole mouthful just then, Denise.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you and I kind of talked about.
Yeah.
Things are laid out in its own perspective area,
Yeah.
and it takes time. You know, your time may not always start when you want it to.
Right.
But God has a presence for you when you need to begin.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you
definitely.
gotta, you know, you can't jump ship. You gotta build slow. You gotta build a foundation.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
you want this foundation to be solid. So then as you're moving up, it don't collapse on you. You got something to fall back on.
Facts. Yeah, you're right.
And so you're coming in from the hustle side. Denise, I know you mentioned earlier about your situation, your mom. How are you dealing with that in your music career?
Well, my mom's death wasn't so rough on me because I was only 4 years old and I really didn't know her, but I remember little things about her, you know. But the roughest part was my dad's death. You know, he was my best friend. He, you know, I was a daddy's girl. He taught me. I'm a tomboy by heart, believe it or not. I love feminine, but I used to get out there and throw rocks and climb trees and roll in the dirt with the boys and fight boys. But you know, he taught me so much, and I'm still, as an adult, you know, it still hurts on the inside, but I have to be strong because I have my own family now, and then I have a lot of people that look up for me. But when I'm by myself, or when I go into a dark place, I think about that, like, how would it be if dad would have seen how I turned out, you know, or if my mom and dad was here to see the young lady that I turned out to be, would they be proud of me and all of this? So a lot of people don't know. I hear my friends tell me all the time that I'm always so positive and I'm always encouraging them, but they don't know that music, like I said, is my to-go. That's my go-to place. That's the reason I write, because I'm trying to be strong for everybody else, but every now and then I always feel like I'm by myself, no matter what nobody say. And I know my sisters and brothers can relate to it. I was raised by my grandmother, come from a great family, you know, a supportive family. But when you lose your mom and dad at a young age, you still feel alone somewhere in the world. You know, I'm going to prom, nobody, my mom and dad not there. College, high school, graduation, nobody there. My first child, my mom and dad not there. And I'm seeing all my friends sharing all their important moments with their mom and dad. So, you know, instead of me expressing myself to everybody else and feeling like, hey, don't nobody want to hear these sad stories, or, you know, I don't want nobody just saying, hey, you know, you're going to be all right, you know, but you're not really feeling what I'm feeling inside. So I know there's one place that I can go to, and that's that pen and that paper. And I can even write it down as poetry, or I can turn it into music.
But and see, you hit the nail on the head, because for me, music is therapeutic, just as Maserati mentioned. I tell everybody on the show, it's your therapy, it's your zone. But for me, when I listen to music, I'm more on the lyric side with the spoken word. So your words, to me, I want to be able to feel your song. I might not know your vision, but I want to be able to feel your lyrics. Even though a lot of times artists say, well, I write from a variety of experience. But from the fan base side, can I relate to your music? So if I can feel your words, more than likely, I'm going to be able to feel you and support you from the fan base side. So those experiences, the more you can write from experience, to me, it seemed like the better your music becomes, because you tell the truth through your music. And so I'm gonna hit Bud up real quick. You went from the rap world, now you're crossing over until the Southern Soul world. How did that happen?
Even in the rap world, like my music was always soulful. Like I always wanted my music to mean something. And sometimes you be kind of ahead of your time. Like sometimes they say it's good, don't be the first and don't be the last, be right in the middle. And at the time coming from Miami, my town, my city, the music was based on like dancing and more like a dancing vibe. When I'm up here pouring my heart out and they want to dance. So it was like we was kind of like in two different worlds at that time.
Uh-huh.
Now my city done kind of changed over a little bit more. But at that time when I was pushing out there, when I was pushing, yeah, I was getting the shows, I was getting booked and thing, but it wasn't moving like I wanted to because like I say, my city was kind of on another route. So
Uh-huh.
when you speaking and you telling these stories, they want to dance. They want to they want to dance and so it was it was kind of that was but I never went with the trend. Like I refused to make that kind of music. Like because it wasn't me, I would have been lying. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? If I would have made that type of music, I would have been making some stuff that wasn't me. So I always stuck to who I was.
Okay.
And I say
Okay.
people appreciate that in the long run.
Oh, okay. Now, both of you all, I had the opportunity to listen to your videos from your show you just previously did last week. And both of you all got a spinoff. And it's funny because my who actually attended your showcase when you all performed last week fell in love with Denise, your cleanup woman. So I gotta touch on that for a minute. Then I'm gonna get back to you because we still searching for Sheba, and
Yeah,
I
we
got to know about Sheba
we're looking for
for
shit.
Pee Wee. Okay, so I'm a bother with you now, Denise, the queen of woman.
Oh,
Come on, tell me about that.
ooh, ooh. I know you did. Okay, so as I stated, Betty Wright is one of my favorites. You know, and she was also, my dad. He used to always have me singing the original "Cleanup Woman" when I was little. And like he said, you want to kind of be original, and I do see that a lot of people do cover songs when they do some soul. They do cover songs with singing the cleaner woman. So I wanted to do. I told my husband, I said, you know what? I don't want to step on no toes, but I'm gonna do my own version of it. Just kind of showcase how good I can write as well, taking that classic and rewriting. But I have experience. I didn't say it in the song. I have experienced a cleaner woman with my other relationship, and then with my husband, I had to be a cleaner woman. I ain't trying to, it's his fault though, because I asked him when we met, "Did you have anybody?" He said, "No." No. So I was actually had just moved back from Atlanta, Georgia. And I always mention this young lady name because I always give her credit for me and my husband hooking up. And so I was telling about, I said, this guy trying to talk to me and so and so, so and so. After I asked him, he said no, he didn't have anybody. And I said, but you know what? I just moved back to Mississippi. I'm not trying to talk to nobody. I got to get myself together. And she was actually from the town my husband was from. And she asked me, she said, "What's his name?" I told her. I said, "Jordan Cannon." She said, "Girl, you'll be a fool." I said, "What?" She said, "You'll be a fool not to date him." She said, "He comes from a family of good men, and he's a good man." So I asked him again. We became friends. I said, "Are you?" So that's when he broke down and told me that, his time was up. It just wasn't going nowhere, and he just loved my personality. He loved everything about me. And like literally, I didn't want to do it, but when another woman tell you finna be a fool,
Right.
like you say, investigate. So like you always say, investigate, find out they ain't have a bad thing to say. This man hardworking, educated, a good son. He just good all around, So we're 8 years in. going on 6
Okay.
years married. So, I hated to do it. So I was like, I'm finna have fun with Betty Wright. I'm finna have fun. She's one of my favorite. So I'm finna switch this song up and make it my version. But I'm not really that type of person. But it happened to me. So I didn't want to miss out on my beau ass.
You able to give us a little hook, a little piece of it, just a quick snippet?
Okay. Yeah, I can. Okay.
Okay.
You worrying about what your girlfriend got when a cleaning woman lives down the block. She doing the application to clean your home, and she willing to clean it all night long. She got the cleaning supplies to wash his blues away. Give him good loving 24 hours a day. So you better be careful about the things you say, for the cleaning woman be on the way.
All right. Woo-hoo. I like that there, cowgirl. That Southern Soul cowgirl. And that kind of put me on rotation to come to Maserati. Come on, boy. We looking for Sheba. I'm ready for that too.
What you know about rotation? You know about rotation?
I like both of those. Those I did. You did well on those.
Appreciate it.
Tell me, is rotation a spinoff of Sheba, or Sheba a spinoff of rotation?
Rotation is spin-off. Rotation is spin-off of Sheba.
Okay.
Yeah.
Explain to us how you came up with both of them, because I'm interested. I want to know this Sheba tour.
Oh man, Sheba's, man. I had my fair share of Sheba's. And once you don't have a Sheba, you know how when you don't have that relationship and you and the person break up, and then your homegirl hits you and be like, hey man, forget that dude, man. Let's go hang out. Let's go get it. Let's get him off your mind. So after that, you be like, you know what? Okay, I'm going out. I'm gonna date who I want to date. I might have them in rotation. So that's your way of getting over. Sometimes you use other people to get over other people.
Rotation and Sheba. So this Sheba tour you looking for? What? Tell us about Sheba. I mean, I know you say the rotation, but who you looking for?
I'm looking for Sheba. I'm looking for the one who walked away. You know, a lot of times in relationships, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the hardest thing about moving on, because no matter what you do, you're gonna always compare them to that last person.
Mm-hmm.
So by Sheba walking out of my life, knowing I'm the one messed it up, the rest of the women coming behind her, I'm comparing them to Sheba,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes it just don't add up.
Okay.
So it leave you like, did I mess up? Did I really messed up? You know how people be saying it ain't nothing out there for you?
Right.
Yeah, you find
but
out
it really is something out there for you.
Not if you back looking for Sheba. If you find yourself on your ex page and you steady watching their life, that means something ain't adding up in your life if you steady looking back.
Well,
hello
somebody.
You shouldn't be looking back. If
Maybe
everything's going right on your side, what is you doing on this man page lurking?
So since we lurking for Sheba, give us a little piece of Sheba, just a little pinch. We don't want much. We gonna make them go buy the album and download it or download the CD. But we just want to give the audience just a little, for those who don't know.
They say heels on, walking out. What's this all about? Footsteps on the towel. Girl, you turned my lights out. Changed my whole lifestyle. Cold-blooded, did it with a smile. Dog-ass nigga, bloodhound. This the way it's going down. They ain't teach me this, but I know now. Don't want you to go down. That's a little intro right there to it. That's a little bit to it.
I know like that.
Yeah.
Got that for
I like that.
They don't love it. Yeah.
I like that. That was all right.
I'm saying how I messed up. See, I'm man enough to admit how I messed up. I messed up.
Yes.
I messed up. So a lot of dudes, especially in music, they don't like to admit that they the problem. I was the problem. That's why I'm screaming, Sheba, don't you walk away from me.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sheba, don't walk away.
Don't walk away. They say, boy, why you what the screaming when you say I say, man, you know how you don't argue with somebody and you run out of curse words? You be like, yeah. Y'all
Now
done
you
called each
sure
other
did that
everything
when
in
you
the book
jumped
to
off
me.
that stage.
You ain't got nothing left but yeah. That's what that is. That's where that comes from.
Ooh, when you jumped off that stage, buddy.
Hey, man.
Everything came through me.
That's how I ran. That's how I ran down that driveway.
Did she turn around or she kept going?
That's how I ran down that driveway when she was pulling off. Yeah.
So did you learn anything from your Sheba experience?
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
I learned to tell the truth and live your truth. Stop lying. Fellas out there, stop lying. You gotta stop lying. Gotta live your truth. Stop lying.
No matter what it is.
Yeah, you gotta live your truth.
I take the truth over hurt any day.
Yeah, because most of the time when people first meet each other, everybody put on this character.
Yes.
And everybody is perfect for the first 1 or 90 days. And then it's like a job. As soon as they get their benefits, here comes everything. So as you give them the benefits after this 90-day trial, you start seeing all of these different. So it's like I come out the gate and I tell the truth, like who I am and what I stand for. And I was taught either they're gonna barbecue or they're gonna mildew.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So as artists in music, and both of you really not new to music, but just new to the Southern Soul portion of it. What would you say to a newcomer that's coming behind you?
I would say, always, me personally, stay humble. Stay humble and be patient, because it's not easy. I'm gonna tell you that now. You're gonna meet different people, and my persona is I have to stay prayed up. I always keep God first because we can't do nothing without God, So
absolutely.
Be mindful of the if someone just say, for instance, you have a show over there, right? You might have had a negative experience or something. Don't go jump to Facebook automatically and tell them about that negative experience that you had on that show or that promoter or that artist or whatever. The main thing is to stay humble, stay patient, keep God first, and nothing happens overnight. Be to work hard. It's a lot of hard work. Once you step out there, it's hard work. So nothing happened overnight. Sit down, come up with your foundation, stay prayed up, stay humble, and remember to stay positive, because it's going to be a lot of sad days where you're going to cry and you feel like giving up, but never give up, because nothing never happens to anyone that gives up. They're just like, you have a dream, but if you always sleep, right, what you're going to continue to do, you're going to continue to be dreaming. So
absolutely.
Yes, so that's my input on that.
Okay, but if you could leave something to the newcomers behind you, what would you say to them?
I can tell you to just keep working. Like, you got to keep working. Like, in any game you get in, I mean, I took it as like, to me, it's no different than when you're in the streets or you hustling, whatever. You got to take your respect. And any game you get in, no matter what it is, nobody just going to hand you, like, give it to you. You're going to have to take it. And in this game, you just got to show them that, like, I'm supposed to be here. Like, you got to take your respect and make the music and create something that people like. Don't make the music that you like. Don't fall in love with your music. You got to fall in love with what the people want. It's about the people who control what's good and what's not. A lot of artists, they fall in love with themselves. And then they say, oh, when it ain't working, oh, they hating on me. They ain't hating on you. They waiting on you. You just got to make something that the people like.
Right.
Right.
That I like that, what you said, but I still say stay true to the game, but find out, you got to know what your audience is and how to serve your audience. And that's a true statement, because I've gone to concerts, and this is not to down anybody, but you have to study your audience as an artist. Right. You got to know when to approach somebody, when not to approach somebody. Sometimes you got to be flexible enough to change up your show.
Right.
At that point to get a point across. You may have to, but you got to study in your head and be prepared for it.
Right.
Because some audience perceive artists from different areas a certain way.
Right.
But it's your time to shine. We're going to take a minute to bring on Mr. T-Man Manfield. What's up, boy?
What's happening? How y'all feeling?
We
What's
feeling
happening?
good.
What's
Now
happening?
that you're here, we're gonna quickly introduce yourself to the audience. And thank
Well,
you for
listen,
coming aboard.
for sure, I apologize. I'm on travel with my job, but listen, my name is T-Man Minifield from Opelika, Alabama. New to the Southern Soul market, I guess I would say, but not from the soul at heart. It's something that's rooted inside of me from a tone, from everything, man. So that's who I am. I'm a businessman at first, so that's why I'm just not getting in. But I'm all things business, but at the same time, man, I'm a Southern guy, country boy at heart. I do it all. And I want to take a moment to give a shout out to Maserati and Miss Denise, man. I'm a fan of you guys' music. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Appreciate
Hey,
it.
and it's all love
you.
this way. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. So
Okay. And shouts out to my discovery girl, my prayer warrior, a little bit, because
little
she's
bit
the one who discovered y'all
Yes,
at the house
yes.
and
So
made sure that we was able to get you all on.
for
And of course,
sure.
my road partner, Queen Thickums, she's dealing with a little personal issues
Right.
right now. But shouts out to her because
Shout
she's
out.
on dealing with her mom, but
Okay.
she's on commenting out there. So she's watching y'all from afar.
For sure.
But
Well,
we're
look,
gonna
I'm
jump back
I'm
in.
praying blessings and healing everything in regards to her and her family. So
Mhm.
whatever it is, we're already claiming it's already done already. So we're
All
Amen.
protecting
That's
right,
good.
I like that. Amen.
Yeah.
I like that.
Amen.
That's what I'm talking about. So T-Man, I don't know if you was present when they started talking. One of
Okay.
the questions I asked them was, what would you say to new artists coming in? What
Uh,
would you guide them and give them words of encouragement on?
Absolutely. So I've been a musician for years. I'm 31. I've been a musician since I was like 6, 7, 8. I remember in eighth grade, man, playing for a church full time. So my story is a little bit different. I came from the church, which all of us probably have. But that was my biggest transition, worrying about the opinions of other people, right? So as an artist, it's two different things, from a musician to an artist. And at the same time, music is music. I love all types of music. So for me, at 31, I'm just now making this transition. If God has gifted you to do something, find your gift and work authentically in who you are and what that looks like. For
Right.
so many times, I push stuff off because of the other people, because of the opinions of other people. But if you, to the newcomers, if you got that gift, man, go at it. Don't care what nobody say. Put your best foot forward. Put out great quality. That's me. My image is everything. My brand is everything. Put out great quality. Surround yourself with good people. Have an ear to hear and discern who's for you, who's not. Take the good, remove the bad, find your lane, and be authentically you. Don't wait for, oh, I could have did this. No, do it now. If you want to do it, forget about who's doing it, all this other kind of stuff. Because at the same time, I'm authentically me, Maserati authentically him, Miss Denise authentically her, the cowgirl. It's enough room for everybody. So we all
Mhm.
here together.
That's right.
Right.
That's my advice. Do it.
And I like what you said, because the struggle is, for a lot of times that I've experienced, it's transitioning from within the church,
Mhm.
Yes.
holding on to your religion and doing your music in a non-secular situation.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times you get condemned because they don't feel like you should take God and move it on a different stage. But if God bless you with a talent, I see a different perspective. God
Absolutely.
gave you that talent of ability to minister to people. You just ministering to a different audience.
And who's to say I can't include him in everything I do? Because I did a radio interview, and one of the questions they asked me was, how long do you see yourself doing this? And I said, as long as God give me permission to do this. I can't do nothing without permission, right? So my
Correct.
relationship has nothing to do with what I'm doing, whether people may agree with it or not. My relationship, it is what it is. But I know my gift. I have a soulful sound. And I am who I am. So either people, whether I'm doing good or bad, people gonna have something to say. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
do me, regardless. I'm gonna put my best foot forward.
Yes. So I like it all. I'm telling you, from the streets to whatever, everybody have a story behind their
Absolutely.
beginnings. But you, like you said, you all each have pinched on it. You got to stay firm to your artistry and to
Yep.
yourself. You got to brand you. Your brand has to be unique enough that
Oh,
stands out to say they got good music, but they got good music for their brand. Because
Absolutely.
I don't like for people, I don't want to hear the same artist all the time in a song. And I think people misunderstand when I say that. I don't want to hear the same artist. If every time you turn on the radio, you hear the same background music, the
Yep.
same beat, whatever, I want to hear uniqueness coming from
Absolutely.
that artist. I like to see artists brand themselves and stand for their brand.
For sure.
So that in music in itself is so talented to me. I like uniqueness.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't care if you got purple hair, but if you can sing and entertain, hey, I'm down for you. That's your brand. Brand it the best you know how powerful.
And as we look around, the industry is consistently changing compared to where it was 5 years ago, compared to what a year ago. The industry is completely changing. So you, as an artist, you always got to be one step ahead to figure out, because just like as some of the others have paved the way, we're coming behind, we're picking up the notes, and we're doing what works for us. But 5 years, 2 years later, it's going to be somebody else going to be doing the same thing.
Correct.
And there's technically no competition, but who you are is who you are. And you like, from all aspects, from your tone to your approach to your stage presence to your music, figure out what works and target that. And you're doing it, you know. That's my thing.
That's what Gutter Soul all about. Like the genre that I had started, it's called Gutter Soul because it's a unique sound. Don't nobody got that sound right now that I got. That Sheba record right now is doing real good because of the uniqueness. Because I took soul, hip hop, and blues and mashed it into one record and one sound. So the records you don't hear coming after you, they all have a unique sound and a unique cadence of how I deliver it and everything. I've been working on that sound for almost 2 years now.
And let me tell you, man, you doing your thing, big dog. So much love my way.
Appreciate it.
For sure.
And I piggyback a little bit off of what T-Man said about the church loud. When I did my song Countryman, no lie, there was the scariest feeling coming over from the church into the Southern Soul, because even though I'm 41 years old, like I said, I was raised in a family, like when Menace to Society was coming up, my grandma raised like that. I couldn't watch that movie. I had to listen to the kids on the bus and get little clippings and then just try to jump in the conversation and that like I heard it. So my brother, they always say, you know, you need to start singing and singing and singing. So when God finally spoke to me, see, people don't realize, you don't know, if you have a relationship with God, you don't know when he's telling you to step out on faith. So when he finally spoke to me, he said, you know, it's your time. So me and my husband went to Birmingham. We recorded my first song, Countryman. And I didn't realize when I wrote the song, I was like, bag it up, roll over, you know, ride and all this stuff. And I told my husband, he's over here, I said, I can't put this out. You know, the church folks gonna condemn me. My grandma gonna have a fit. And it's crazy because it didn't really matter what nobody else thought, but my grandmother's opinion was everything to me. So when we got back home that Sunday, we came home, I said, Jordan, I said, we got to go to my grandmother's house. This is my first Southern Soul song. I got to go up there and let her hear it. And so my grandmother, she listened to it, and she looked over. When I walked in, she listened to Lee Williams. Yeah, I'm like, oh, Lord. So she listened to it, and she looked over at me, and she said, Helen, because you know that's my real name, Helen. You a church girl. I said, wait a minute, Granny, you know. I said, but this is for entertainment. You know, I said, this is for, you know, my audience. You know, she said, so what do your husband feel about it? I said, well, Granny, I wrote the song about him, and he loved it. My husband said, well, I love it, Miss Clara. And she said, well, if your husband love it, go for it. And how I knew it was my time, because that following weekend, y'all, and I'm trying not to get teary-eyed, I got the phone call the next Saturday saying my grandmother had passed away.
Oh, our condolences.
And but I just been going strong ever since. And you know, so it really didn't matter no more what I care about my members of my church, I care about my church family, but she gave me her consent and her blessing. And God is guiding me through this. And you know, so I'm like, you out here, you can't turn around. So it is hard coming from the church, going to Southern Soul. But if you're talented, who to say that God didn't tell you to go out there? He might be trying to get you to pull some audience and bring you back over there. Look at Al Green. You know, we don't know what the outcome gonna be.
Sure.
Right. for sure. And you just kind of pinched on something. As artists, whether you're in a relationship or not, how does your significant other handle you being in music? Because women are going to be pulling at you, men are going to be grabbing at you.
Let me jump in on that part.
Okay, jump in on it.
So recently I was engaged and whatnot, and we're both in the music industry, right?
Okay.
Let me tell you something. You think about something. So the women in the church are just the word. Hello. Hello now. And it ain't just the women, but it's both sides. Music is music, whether it's church or not. Flesh is flesh.
Yes.
That's all I say.
I would say it's crazy because, like I say, I do have another manager besides my husband, and he broke it down to him. I never thought of it like that, but he broke it down to me, my husband. He said, Mr. Jordan, he said, I'm not going to try to be disrespectful, but can I say this to you? And he was like, you got a good looking wife and she's talented and she can sing. And I'm finna tell you now, they're going to be looking at her. She's sexy. But my husband like, yeah, because he do not. I mean, he is very confident in the woman that he has.
Okay.
Yeah, I do have a sexy wife. Go on out there and kill him, baby. Go on out there and set the stage on fire. So, he has my back 100%. I be pulling. I know he'd be so tired, my poor husband, but he has my back and he's proud of me. He's very proud of me.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And just as a man in general, I just feel like when you take care of home, you never have to worry about anything outside of it. So as a man of integrity, as a God-fearing man, I just believe in, I know who I am, and at the same time, when I'm on stage, that's a person, that's a character. Authentically, yes. That's who I am. But at the same time, respect. If my woman, if I'm here, she here. She by my side. There will never become a tie between the two. And that just it is what it is. And I think that's just come with having somebody who understands the assignment of what that looks like too, and who really supports what they're going on. Because again, it's easy to get caught up in certain things, but it just comes down to being a man and a woman of who you are and separating the boundaries between me as the artist and me as being foolish or whatever that is. No, not me. I don't play them games. Mine is mine. I'm out here. Hey, at the end of the night, when we hit the last song, we done. That's it. Kay Minifield going back home to his family.
When Sheba walked out my life, I'm available.
When Sheba walked out,
I say Sheba walked out of my life, so I'm available.
So you available?
Tell him what you're saying, Big Dog.
He's available. Y'all hear that, ladies?
Big Dog said he got Maserati of love coming. He wrote first one to sign up.
We open over here. We open. Sheba left me, so that made me available. So I won't make the same mistake.
Wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. But this is one thing that I when I talk to a lot of artists, or I have to tell them that at the end of the day, you're an entertainer.
That's right.
The entertainment goes on the stage with that persona of your brand.
Right.
At the end of your showcase, I'm coming home to you.
That's right.
To him. they have to understand that it's just for entertainment and business. But you still looking for Sheba, so I might be.
I need more. I need
overstepping my boundaries, so I'm a hood.
I need as much content as I can get. I need something else to write about, so I'm available.
Okay. Y'all hear that?
And then
you might well go on and drop your Instagram, your TikTok, your everything.
My Instagram, Bug Real 100.
And then I'm just speaking from a woman's point of view. I know I'm coming back home to him. Ain't nobody finna pay these bills and treat me like he treat me. I ain't gonna say I'm a spoiled wife, but I got a man that do what he got to do to keep his wife.
That is so wonderful to hear. Maserati said he's available. He's looking for Sheba. He's on the tour.
Right. I'm poly too, so I'm open to suggestions. But
we're gonna talk about it after the show.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, we don't have long, so I want to make sure that the audience know. We're gonna start since Maserati, since you at the top.
Maserati.
Maserati. Maserati. I got to get that right because I
There you
want to
go.
make sure.
Maserati.
Maserati, like the car.
Yes.
All right, gotcha, baby. Tell us when's your next showcase or showcases, and how do they follow you?
Okay, well, we got the Hunt for Sheba tour. The next stop will be Tampa. Saturday we'll be at Club Dream. I'll be looking for Sheba in Tampa on Saturday. And you can catch me at Bud, my Instagram, Bud Real 100, my YouTube, Maserati Bud, and all my links on like all the major platforms is G Unit Bud. Shout out to 52. So yeah, G Unit Bud.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cowgirl.
Okay, so my next show actually is coming up this Saturday. It's going to be in Tupelo, Mississippi at Club Bottom Line. We got Dollar Bill Dotson coming down from Memphis, Eddie Blues coming down from Shelby. We got the guys Too Good to Lose out of Texas. I'm dropping a new single called Scream Your Name. It's the 50 Shades of it's a grown and sexy edition. So you can catch me this Saturday in Tupelo, Mississippi at Club Bottom Line. And after that, March 1st, next Friday, I will be at Buster's Downtown Blues in Clarksdale, Mississippi. Going to be celebrating DJ Stunner 34th anniversary DJing. Great guy, great DJ, very humble. But in order for you to see the rest of my shows, you can follow me on Facebook. I'm listed up on a Denise Cannon. And I also have an Instagram page as the songwriter _mistress. And if you can't find it up on there, you also can type Denise Cannon. It's going to pull up. And that will have my calendar on there because I have plenty more shows coming out as well.
Okay. T-Man.
Yes, ma'am. You can follow me on all social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. Everything is T-Man, either 1120 or just T-Man Minifield. As far as shows right now, I have one coming up at the end of March 29th, back in Lynette, Alabama. I'm from Auburn, Opelika, Alabama. That's where I'm at. Right now, like I released my first single in November called Take You Out Tonight. Pretty good little vibes. Like, can I take you out tonight? Make you feel right. Can I take you? So it's been doing this thing, man. I just hit 22,000. I'm my first Southern Soul, so it's been 2 months, so it's doing really good. And I got something else coming out by next month called I Got to Let You Know and Let You Go. I can find something better. So, hey, I'm just trying to make it happen. So, got a few things that's coming up this year, man. So, y'all stay tuned. I'll be posting everything there. Again, it's T-Man Minifield on all digital platforms. Go check it out. If you haven't heard it, I think you'll enjoy it. And at the same time, again, y'all go support both of these, Maserati and Miss Denise. They fine. So, I'm a fan. I just want to say that. We all in this thing together.
And support yourself in the interim.
Right.
Yes,
and then on my behalf, I will be receiving an honor from One Gaston on Friday.
Okay.
Y'all know I do a lot of work, honey. So this is accolades in the midst of the things that I do, and I love to be a public servant. I love to assist and help people out where I can. So my county is honoring me, and I mean, I've been doing this for years and years and years, probably since I was a teenager. So I am one of the honorees, the trailblazers for my county, and that will take place Friday. Once again, that's the One Gaston Foundation. And then we are celebrating 200 years in Gaston County, Florida, because there is a Gaston, Alabama, but I'm referring to Gaston County, Florida. We will have our celebration, like I said, that's Friday night. We have a 2-day trail ride that's going on from DJ Trucker. So we'll be Friday and Saturday. So I got a busy weekend. Saturday morning, for those of you all who are out in Gaston County and Quincy, Florida, participating, we have our Black History Parade, and the trail riders will be part of that. And then the showcase is Saturday night. So we have a lot going on in Quincy Friday and Saturday for our Black History, celebrating our 200 years of excellence along the way.
And Can I just say something?
Yeah, come on, baby.
And don't be, to the promoters, to everybody, don't be afraid to give the new artists a shot, because I tell you, when I stepped on this platform, I did not know it was so many Southern soul artists. I'm talking about some great artists too. Don't be afraid, because there's some hidden jewels out there. So don't be afraid to give them a shot. It's a lot of great artists out there that I have been meeting, like Maserati. I'm just so in love with Shiva that I got the shirt Shiva.
Yeah, shout out to you.
And T-Man,
Shout out
just
to
give
you.
a shot, and then
Southern
also
Soul
everyone,
soldiers.
we need your support. Like I stepped out on the platform in September. I am on my 5th song because I wanted to see if I could do my first album. And I've been having people like, I'll write you a song, or you want to give me. I just wanted to see if I could do my first album with me writing all my songs by myself. So I'm on all the major music platforms. And right now I got Country Man out. I got Country Woman out. I got Sneaky Link out. I just dropped Cleaning Up. This weekend, I'm dropping Scream Your
That
Name.
sneaky link back pretty bad now.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
Scream Your Name. That's gonna be for the grown and sexy. So
Ooh,
let's
yeah, and it's nice, y'all. I got a sneak peek. I like that. And I'm glad you said that, Denise. There are a lot of diamonds out there. A lot of diamonds, gems, and all kind of things. These artists just need your support. Give them a chance. That's what we're here for. We got to support one another. When you all have a songs rolling out, feel free to tag me, baby. I don't mind sharing. It don't cost you nothing to hit that share button on Facebook. Nothing
It's
at
free.
all. So
It's free.
you got to support each other so that we can get that unity, that uniform support. So feel free to shoot, say, Doc, can you share this? You got a video, I'll chop it up for you. Y'all know I'll make you a promo in a minute. But, feel free. That's what we're here for. It doesn't cost you anything. I just like to see people do good, and I want to give back to my community artists, any way I can help y'all just let Dr. Teak know.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate it. I really appreciate you.
Appreciate all the love.
Yes.
So I got to send a shout out one more time to my team, Uncle Reggie. Y'all pray for my team, Queen Thickums, a little bit. We're small in number, but big in heart. And happy birthday to DJ King Green, because today is his birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Anybody got a shout out? They want to send a shout out to anybody before we go?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my team, Georgia Florida Parkway. Shout out Island Boy. Shout out to Break Bread Films. Shout out to my whole team. Y'all know y'all is GQ. Now we doing it.
I want to give a shout out most definitely to my husband, Jordan Cannon, because he's my backbone. Shout out to my other manager, Damian Clay. Shout out to my kids. And most important, shout out to God and my family, my big brother. I want to give a shout out to DJ Stoner, because it's only took that one DJ to play my. He didn't turn me down. He was the first DJ to play my song, and because of him, I just been on a steady path. So he was humble. I also want to give a shout out to DJ Shot. His name is Michael Piggies. I met him after a show in Clarksdale. Carmen Davis. I want to say that because that night I was in the audience, and Terry Wright and Vic Allens were performing, and Carmen called me on stage just to introduce who I was. He didn't have to do that. When he did that, they found out I was the woman who sung Countryman, and then I got booked for another show. Then I met Michael Piggies, which they call him DJ Jello Shots. He's out of Memphis. He was the first person to bring West Love to Memphis, and he was the first person to bring me to Memphis. And he wanted me back. So, I just wanted to get a shout out to them guys.
Amen. T-Man.
For sure. And myself, man, first of all, I want to give a shout out to you, Dr. Tika. Thank you for allowing this platform for us to come. And also to a little bit for making a connection on for all of us at the same time. And of course, God, who allows us to all do this thing, man. And every other artist who may know us or who may not know us, you will soon. I say that humbly. But man, just the whole community, I just cover all of us, man, in that thing. We're all trying to do good. We're all just trying to make it happen. So to all of the fans, supporters, the haters, we don't even matter. We appreciate everything, and we all gonna keep on going, man. So that's just your boy T.
Yeah, I want to say shout out to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ too.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
And I'm sorry, it'd be so many that help you on your journey. Of course, Dr. Tika and Mark a little bit. We most definitely want to give a shout out to them because then we are here. And it's another promoter. Didn't know me out of Adam. My husband hooked him up. Steve-O Love. He pulled me down there to Moorhead. I didn't realize, some people you might think they stop, but he is very humble, a very nice guy. He brought me down there to Moorhead and he brought me down there to Indianola after we hit him up, which he ended up. That's how I met Maserati. So I have to give a shout out.
Shout out to Steve-O. Shout out to Steve-O.
Steve-O. He was some big artists. He could have told us no. I don't know you. I don't want to put you on my show, but he gave me the opportunity. And after I showed up, he was like, man, you got something, though. He told my husband, you got something right there. So most definitely shout out to him, Dr. Tika, and a little bit because y'all did that. Y'all got us here.
Well, we appreciate all the love. And once again, if it's anything that we can do from Chew On This, Real Talk with Queen Thickums and Dr. Tika, please let us know. And I'm going to end on words of Bruno Mars. And this is not verbatim. But if you knock on the doors of opportunity, be ready. If you knock on the doors of opportunity, I need you to be ready. So be ye also ready. Stay steadfast, keep the faith, and always believe in yourself. Thank you, audience, for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.